Now we will open the floor for questions, and I think Shushpan want to pass, get feedback, questions, clarifications.
And team is here, others here to answer, and the relevant part of any suggestion, any inputs.
Please keep the questions, to the context of the cluster and short these. Go ahead.
Can you?
I don't mean like this.
Okay.
Your name and company.
My name is Tonia, and I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Morocco.
Okay.
I wanted to ask about the triangle partnership model between government, the broader private sector, and SMEs. From your experience and from your perspective, how do you see the evolution of that partnership model growing to enable, let's say, breakthrough disruptive innovations in the food and beverage sector to be identified early on, and then helping that triangle really help that disruptive food product scale with a clear pathway?
Sure. I'm going to give you a on-the-ground answer. Okay. For the private sector, there is an SME Ministry of Economy has an SME division, so there is a lot of emphasis on from the government itself to support the SMEs, and the government has enabled several assigned band-aid institutions like Emirates Growth Fund, EDB to fund these entities. Apart from that, the SME also have been given innovation centers to align. And as a focus, there will be a focus to ensure that we reach out to all SMEs and give them support to access markets, to improve their efficiency, to transfer knowledge. Even major companies are looking at SMEs to sort of connect and sort of support them on eventually acquire. So this framework of triangular partnership truly exists in UAE. And the activation of that is the question. The activation we had during Future Food, EGF, who came in, and Emirates came in to actually meet with 40 to 50 SMEs, and they spoke to them, and they are identifying their criteria on investment. Also, there is a portion that we have to educate the government's policy also to understand that what is the challenges the SME is facing. So there is already an existing ecosystem, and the government is focused on that. So it's a working model here, but it's. Did I answer your question? Yeah. So, but the theoretical model is an execution. Only thing is that different entities are there, and each of them are trying to do their best. And we have to really. That's why the cluster tool will come. We will have an initiative to monitor it and report it on a KPI basis. So that will actually sort of close that.
Good morning, good afternoon, and I'm Sharon from Studies. And I'd just like to acknowledge actually because I've been part of and I've watched firsthand the effort that has gone in the UK Mark projects, mainly in Abu Dhabi. So I want to acknowledge that I was very there, I've seen it, how it happened, why it became like a local mandated requirement, how it has transformed to now changing the approach and is leading with the industry. So I really want to say thank you for that.
These are always challenges and opportunities where we increase the relevance of the collective approach.
My name is Faz Mansam. I am the CEO of TSI. We are an international awarded body. We are not in the food industry, but we cultivate the food industry in having the qualifications. Now, my question, first, thank you very much indeed for this week. My question is about, is there any role for the cluster of this group to empower the human resources in this industry.
So you heard in my slide there was a slide called Ishraq. Ishraq is about building capacity building for UAE nationals, and the knowledge hub, which is coming as part of the process. The knowledge hub is a relationship between the industry and the universities here, and we fund to bring in research agencies. The knowledge hub is headed under Silal, or will be housed in Silal Innovation Center, and Khalifa University's Food Security Research Agency will enjoy it as part of knowledge hub. We would also have a data and agriculture those people. So the world is on to bring all the education entities, which are like education institutions, are not born into training entities or certifying entities yet. But I'm sure that once this foundation is laid, companies like TSI who actually do competency building exercises will come as part of it. And we will have a common framework. There will be a huge team in the knowledge hub itself. Knowledge hub key a strong pillar of the food trust. That's what I have understood. I'm not there. I'm not a person driving, but as an observer, as an enormous effort from other colleagues are putting in, and how other leaders are coming together. So initially, it will be about the universities coming together. They get preference because they are big and they are highly disconnected. US certifying body already are connected with the industry. Now they try to address that gap of connection, connect it together, and then with the strategies coming, you should embody yourself to really point out that there are new ways of adding competencies, certifications, and this is how, of course, the Women's Practice Training Center, our ADEFSA's training approach, the Metaverse approach to actually accelerate the training approach, all this was trained too. But
thank you very much.
you. See, I am answering any person from Mr. Saka, anybody can answer, but I am answering it for efficiency purposes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, good morning. Let me introduce myself. My name is Raid. I am General Manager of Kazi Global. I am new for this group. I am very happy to be member for this year. In fact, I'm not a manufacturer. We are a trading company to meet the target of the ecosystem of the food, which is very important: report, logistic, trading, and so on. So I have three things I want to speak about. Number one, you ask for volunteer. I can put my 20 years experience into service in this cluster, so please, any help I can do, I am able to do. Secondly, I'm a member of Malaysian Palm Oil Council, so where we are promoting the palm oil. I have been living in Malaysia, so my main business is palm oil actually. I'm supplying palm oil internationally and here to the local market. Of course, you know there is a campaign, negative campaign about the palm oil, not this massage. Massage is we need to use a culture also to give awareness programs for the manufacturer, also to the end users, because sometimes not everything is correct. Not what you listen in the media is 100% correct. We have thousands of research about the benefit of the palm oil, about the good and bad issues, of course, supported with the government from the ambition and so on. So this number two is the subject I want to speak about. The number three, being here in UAE, one of the obstacles or the challenges we are facing as a trading company is the difference in regulation between the Emirates. You know, being as a distributor, you need to know the regulation of each and every Emirates, and sometimes we don't know until we get the fine. Say if, for example, very simple, when we send a product to distribute in one of the North Emirates, we don't know the exact regulation. Even we try to know in before to be pre-initiated, but we did not know until we get the fine and we know that ourselves are doing mistake. Can we sort or find the solution proposed to unify when a company come here, they want to do a license, saying they can know all the regulation in one time and they can subscribe. We know there is a fee for every municipality to meet. So we are not talking about reducing the fees or saving the cost. We are talking only about merging the regulation in a way for a new company coming to UAE, they know in one time the regulation of the seven accounts together, so we don't go into the fines and into all this problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So see, each, whether it's palm oil, rice, spices, there are commodity bodies who actually work towards optimizing a value chain. Okay, collaborating with them and taking their knowledge into the cluster and into the ecosystem is something that we will do and we have to do, and we seek your support on that side. Regarding the subject regarding 7 Emirates being 7 different countries and having their own, the structure is like this. There is the federal entity that issues the law or issues the overall guideline, but the enforcing authority is the ruling. So there has been there has been different interpretations, or they have local rules, because the owners of running the Emirates will the local law. So the cluster approach should help us highlight this better. I know that we have to distribute in Abu Dhabi, we have to register in Abu Dhabi and have an Abu Dhabi card. We cannot have inspection here. A number of issues are there. We have highlighted this, but sometimes it is entrenched in the system. A change within the subsystems are difficult. So we have raised, there are position papers on this, and there is a handover regulation that we have issued. So it's available as a download, or we can extend it across people. It gives you a very high level view on order, or a high level regulations. Who's the authority, who's the contact person, is available. So I relate to your concern on need to harmonize across the Emirates, and I think when the cluster is there, we have one cluster, so naturally we should have only one box, so we would try to lobby for that. Our GS1 approach is a way of harmonizing. So when you say that you're registered with GS1, we would try to register GS1 across all the Emirates and then create a platform where we be able to handle all that problem. I cannot say it will be done, but we are trying. We are trying, and now we feel a little bit more positive because the opportunity window is there, and we do not want to sort of lose that out here.
Yes, Wahid, I don't have a question, but rather a comment, as many people are asking about Nutrimark. I just want to reflect on the past 14 months of hard work, and really recognizing some of my partners here in the room, Dina, Ahmed, Sharon, and many others who have not been working with us. But again, there's a regulatory piece, but there's also the economic trade piece, which these guys have been championing, helping us together in collaboration to bring in what was an Abu Dhabi initiative is now a Moyat, a federal regulation. We are in the middle of a WTO, another, I think, couple of weeks for it to close. Our commensurate position collectively as industry working with them has already been submitted to multiple entities. In Q1 next year, we will probably hear some consensus, positive news, I hope, but then see and watch the space. I'm making this intervention particularly to recognize other partners if I had not had the chance to mention it. Thank you.
Hello. Hi. I saw the presentation around the regulatory area, the focus on health and nutrition. So, and I'm trying to understand how does that relate to the food cluster initiatives, because going forward, and we know the healthcare cost is actually rising everywhere, and food is a primary driver of it. How would that be driven from a food cluster point of view? I can see the work on the regulatory, but my question is how is the industry going to drive that?
So that, the UAE government and the separate Emirates all are running their initiatives. Like obesity campaigns or nutrition controls in schools or labeling approaches or awareness. So as a cluster we will try to unify this program and try to, the cluster will be most likely to sponsor bodies programs. As of now, I give you an example. Make it in the Emirates is a logo that the Ministry of Industries and Advanced Technologies promoting to promote consumption of whey powders and try to show the advantage of doing it. F&B group and food cluster is working closely with them to create this initiative. So during Ramadan, we are making Emirates campaign. So on the health initiative, on the districts, we have really a strong collaboration, and I can see now that the government is ceding territory to the virus.
You can the deal on that. The government is asking the private sector to take leadership. So here we are not fighting a policy or this thing. We are able to influence them in a soft way. And since we are also investing time and effort on it, they will believe listen to us.
Yeah, I think, sorry, just to follow up to that is to actually just say, like, could we within the group actually get together to drive some of that from private sector point of view? So the like-minded actually businesses who are focusing on the health and wellness. So I understand what you're saying in terms of the regulatory, the initiatives from the ministry, etc. Correct, the taking on the earlier points from the ministry. How can within the cluster or within the group? He said, well, I mean, I'm happy to volunteer, so...
We can do that. See, what happened during the cluster was initiation. There was a lot of activity to do this.
Yeah.
But we have to have the infrastructure, have the alignment to ensure that all these inputs are taken and channeled. Otherwise, there's still a little bit frustration that there's no action of it. So we're just taking some time to align all these things, and we will map it against the structure. That's it.
Yeah. Maybe Wahid, just to respond, I think you have a very valid point. There is work in the UAE at the moment, and there is that conversation with the Ministry of Health and even with the Ministry of Economy for us to have a vertical on health and wellness. So this is something that through Wahid is going to be communicated, but it is a point that we took into consideration in all of the previous discussions that we've had, and you are 100% right. This is something, one of the priorities of the UAE Food Cluster next year, so please wait for a nice announcement for us to start in this big collaboration in the AGM in particular, with the support of the Ministry of Health and Prevention.
Thank you.
All of this is happening in so much, so fast that we need to organize ourselves, and we ourselves have to structure us, and that's what's happening now. And next year, like 2025 was about just understanding where we stand. By 2026, you will see clear initiatives coming out, and you saw the initiative that being marked out from that.
You have to give.
Hello everyone, my name is Ahmed Shah. I'm General Secretary Director for Ghana Middle East North Africa. For me about that question, I have just a comment. I would really to appreciate and acknowledge the work of Food and Beverage. When I have the scope of different clusters and I see what has been done in here in UAE and with this Food and Beverage industry, it's a big, I can say, achievements. We should be proud in different clusters, in different committee, especially also with Dr. Sanchez and the Director Committee about the actions have been done, all besides success and achievement. So we really, I can say, we are days away here in UAE if we can look into one big investigation or like a partnership, Food and Beverage, which is really give us a channel, give us a window, an opportunity to engage, to really have the right platform, to have our voice as an industry, to be here and to engage with different entities. So let us take this work to the next level. Thank you very much, Mr. Heath. We'll like to close the membership here, and really we can celebrate success has been done in 2025.
And what I want to point out is there are so many things I did not say. We have professionals from the group who actually mentor students.
Okay, we have been working. Many companies have come forward and sponsored.
Food donation. So many things that. What I see is that instead of what I feel is, I'm not saying that it would be a God, but what I feel is so much is underutilized. Okay, there's so much of resources already sitting within our ecosystem, and within our ecosystem we have not really connected. And I'll acknowledge that. We have not really like only 94 companies are really see value in putting 5%. Okay. So that's one part, and also we have to able to bring, and I think the onus of bringing other people at the summit, all do togetherness with educate. And see, today this report is not about the team report or the goal; it is a collective progress report of the set. And that's why I'm saying very proud to actually have the goal to actually present this. And the very experience of synthesizing this is really
a very good role. It's not really offered you seated a company you can connect between policy and process and action, and even giving an opportunity for students to come and work or stand. These are things that we can connect, and this ecosystem stresses that opportunity. Okay. The other thing I want to say that there's a very useful office, which is an adjacent building, and I would like to ask CEOs that if anybody wants to come and sit in our office and work, that is also possible. If you don't have a good office, one day a week, you come and sit in a cluster office and work as well. So it's a shared workspace that we can utilize. And there are so many things that I can think of that's possible that we can do here.
Yeah, thank you for that. To Dol. My name is Sofian, I'm the Vice President for the region van Emirates, Flavor and Fragrance House. We are like a new group for some years already, and for me this is the first time that I'm joining the meeting, and I'm learning a lot and appreciate it. Thank you very much. Our team is working very closely with you in the regulatory in a lot of this, and I appreciate this a lot. I have a question regarding the initiatives. I like very much the presentations. I was trying to take some pictures.
You will tell my team everything you like it in WhatsApp.
The question is how are you guys are enabling those initiatives? I saw a lot of interesting initiatives, and how are you impacting those initiatives? And how are you engaging practically on those one and driving them? I'm just taking the example of Food Knowledge Hub and Innovation Enablement is relevant. I just want to understand from you how practically you are impacting this and driving this.
Okay, so we have had volunteers, CEOs who have come forward to take ownership of the knowledge hub. Okay, Bueller, Nestle, we had a visit as a cluster to Swiss Valley Cluster. Okay, so there we visited Bueller, we visited Nestle, we visited Juvidera, to understand how a Swiss Nutrition Valley Cluster collaborates. And the minister was present with us, around 40 CEOs. Their visit sort of, some of our CEOs were present. That sort of, we got a picture of how we have collaborated, and also they created a core group of people who are willing to come forward. And the Knowledge Hub is now being led by Silal and the EU. We are sharing all information. You get to participate in this, and there is a Knowledge Hub strategy, Knowledge Hub working group, and a plan for the Knowledge Hub development. And you get to work in cycles and contribute. And you get to discuss. Actually, see, this is the challenge. Sometimes we connect with entities, but not everybody within the ecosystem there, the company is aware about the engagements. So we have to find the ecosystem enabling coordinator who will ensure that the information that is shared from the sector is being shared within the organization. Despite allowing, yes.
Just on the time frame, because I saw clear leadership assumptions with the, and then so it's mid and longer track, but it's mid. So that means that if you have time frame, you do have a clear target that you want to achieve.
Yeah.
So what are the targets that we like to achieve specifically with this knowledge innovation?
Innovation and knowledge hub, we are trying to connect with all academic institutions and research institutions in UAE with the industry. So industry is participating with them, and industry is going to come up with a joint program. Okay. And we are finding a physical place where we actually can got the knowledge. A Silal Innovation Center where we have knowledge. So there will be events happening there, there will be programs happening. There will be a leader in the Knowledge Hub who will announce it, and there will be a website, there will be a project plan, there will be a resource chat. This structure will come into place, and now we're committed that we will do it, and some groundwork has been done. And we have been monitored by VM also, so we have to really report back to say that this is happening. And we see, there's been a follow-up from the Ministry of Economy was like, really, last 2 years they were sitting on our head. We actually attempted, we are not an industry body, we are like subcontractors to government doing the government enablement connection. And now we did that to ensure that we had a strong connect to the government. Now we need to utilize that to ensure that we we use this to actually accelerate the industry and make sure to our advantage, and it's super. I had more resources to talk. Now you see, I have increased the number of people. I need people to call and talk and not connect, and we receive the email and response. So we put both people on the side. They're building a full information system where whatever email comes to the structure, we're keeping it. We are writing to every company to really update their employee status. I know, so this is what. See? Both people have to see, but there's a structure. I am not the person going to decide on that. Knowledge of the VAD, there's somebody who will be seconding. That person will actually, the team, you join the team, there are team scores. There's a lot of work. Actually, people complain that did not really responded very well, in terms of effort they put in, will not be able to give back. So we are a little bit worried on that, and that's why we're taking it slowly at a pace with that. We don't want high expectations where people get upset that they're not it being appreciated for the effort that they've done. Yeah.
First of all, I am kind. Would go at this meeting and do a on the money that I need on it. I have only one request, like I think from government side, whether the platform and both this thing. Like what I feel like government have government have a lot of contracts, trade corridors, and these there are important things. But their exporting trade contracts are missing, the track and corridor are missing. If this thing will initiative, like from Korapika Magistrate, you get bigger export from UAE having. This thing is there to have to boost all exports on UAE. Commission just a request.
No, it's not a request. This is happening. It's under the responsibility of Ministry of Foreign Trade, and His Excellency Ali is really responsible for it. There is a full structure in which there is a pipeline of CEPA agreements that they negotiate, and there is a working group from our side who actually closely coordinate with them to give feedback on which is the countries that they have to really go and give feedback on which are the HSCOs be able to defend and which are the opportunities to export. This is probably 2-year work now when it's getting more mature.
And second thing, as Smoko mentioned, we should have some frequent actually. Yearly once to that, but twice a year or thrice a year.
Yeah, so actually, if you look at an upper Hindi circle, we have done okay. We have done meetings in trade. Etihad Museum is our place, most likely. We've done meetings. But I agree with you that you have to be more structured. This meeting is different because this is like a full report card for everything is there. But other meetings are very focused. But this was like a cap, a full recap. And I think very cool will appreciate the work that has been done, and also new people, members will understand the opportunity. I want you to be spokesperson for us with other people to ensure that we expand. Thank you very much. I think now we will answer all your questions, and even WhatsApp or we would do that. Please network and please connect with the thing. And I think the next AGM will not be here. It will be at least with private purpose. So I'm hoping that next year, this year we reached some 50 people. We had a configuration that was 90, and I'm sure over 60-70 people who came into this. This is very important, and I want to thank everyone for coming in and supporting us.